Welcome to Line by Line Switzerland as we take a look at the northern ramp of the Gotthard Main Line during June 2016, prior to the opening of the new base tunnel in December. Our filming locations cover various spots between just south of Oestfeld and Göschenen, close to the original Gotthard rail tunnel. We also cover other locations north of Oestfeld to a point close to Arth-Goldau. We filmed mainly around Wassen, Silenen, Amsteg, Göschenen, Flüelen, Gurtnellen and at the now long gone station site at Zgraggen. We also cover the area north of Oestfeld and Flüelen at Schwyz, Brunnen and from the countryside close to Arth-Goldau, looking back across Aggerisee. The first part of this programme comes from one of the most popular locations on the northern ramp, at Wassen, close to the famous spirals that allow the line to gain height up the steep mountainsides. This is the view looking north from the grounds of Wassen Church. Our visit coincided with the main public opening of the new Gotthard Base Tunnel over the weekend of the 4th and 5th of June 2016. It is this new structure that will change the aspect of the old classic main line seen here for probably ever, with most of the passenger and many of the freight services diverted to the new tunnel. Drifting down the grade on the morning of Sunday the 5th of June are 3 DB Class 185s on freight train number 45012 from Chiasso to Mannheim. The train consists of type Schimm's bogie call wagons of various designs. (460.005) passes over the town with the 0611 from Chiasso to Zurich. Train ICN 868, the 0641 from Chiasso to Basel, passes the camera formed of unit numbers 610106 and 114. (460.044) is in charge of the 0604 from Basel to Locarno. The same train is seen again a few minutes later on the upper level of the line, which has two spirals cut into the mountainside each side of the town to gain the necessary height. Huge numbers of people attended the grand opening of the new base tunnel at Oostfeld on both the Saturday and the Sunday, and many extra trains were laid on to cope with the demand. It included this train, the 0716 from Zurich to Biasca, headed by 11249 and 11255. This train was followed by another extra, the 0700 from Basel, powered at the rear by 460-079. The appearance of push-pull train sets with Class 460 locos is actually quite rare on the route these days, although they can appear on some of the heavily loaded services at weekends. Many of the Class 460s drafted in to work the special trains wore advertising livery, including 460-028, with vinyls advertising train conductors. We are now 200 metres above the town of Wassen as another Class 460 heads south away from the camera with the 0704 from Basel to Locarno. This is the view looking down onto the town. Meanwhile, 11197 and 11196 are in charge of the 0816 Extra from Zurich to Biasca. This is 460-085. Much of the freight traffic over the line was suspended during the day to cope with all the extra passenger trains using the line and the fact that Oostfeld, which is a traditional loco and crew changeover point, had a major railway exhibition stationed there to mark the tunnel opening. 11329 and 11689 were able to make their way through before the restrictions came into force. The splendid Baroque church dates from 1733 and was renovated between 1965 and 1967. When the new tunnel opens fully in the December timetable change, intercity trains such as this will no longer use this route. So soon to be consigned to history are the regular appearances of Class 500 intercity units, such as this pair heading north with a service for Zurich. Another fairly rare sight on the north ramp are the appearance here of these three Class 524 electrics working the 0943 additional service from Biasca to Lucerne. These units very rarely stray away from the southern part of the line, where they work Tillo branded services around Bellinzona and on into Italy. Italian-owned Class 610 units are painted in a silver grey and red livery, such as this example seen working the 0932 from Zurich to Milano Centrale. This is the 0942 Extra from Zurich to Biasca. Between 2 and 4 passenger services were available each hour over the weekend from Erstfeld to Biasca, via the classic route. Passengers were also able to travel through the new base tunnel on special services running to hourly frequencies between temporary stations at Rheinacht and Poleggio. We can see the train now at the very bottom of the valley. In part 2 of this programme, we move slightly further up the valley of the river Reyes, to the station at Göschenen. The date is Tuesday the 7th of June 2016. Approaching the camera is train number 40015 from Venlo to Gallerate, headed by numbers 42347 and 620662. 500-004 heads south, forming the 1304 from Basel to Chiasso, and is passed in the opposite direction by 610-006. The line through here was fully opened on the 1st of June 1882, just 6 days and 134 years before these scenes were taken. These hourly regional stopping services will continue after the new tunnel opens. In addition, plans are already on the table for the operator SOB or Südost Bahn to reintroduce a local passenger service calling at the currently closed stations such as at Wassen, Gurtnellen and Amsteg-Silenen. DB cargoes 185095 and 099 arrive with train 45015 from Mannheim to Chiasso. The previous freight train was recessed to allow 500-036 to pass. Finally, in this section, we see 11181 arriving with train IR 2327, the 1404 from Basel to Locarno. In part 3 of this programme we head north to the section between Arth-Goldau and Brunnen. Although not strictly part of the North Ramp, it is officially part of the Gotthard route, which begins at Immensee. Our first scene is actually very rare, a set of double-deck Intercity coaches in service in this part of Switzerland. Number 46016 prepares to leave with the 1645 extra from Pellegio to Zurich, having passed through the new Gotthard Base Tunnel during the public open weekend on the 5th of June. Returning from Arth-Goldau are the three Class 524 Tillo units seen earlier in our Wassen section. Note the official train destination display. The units will work through to Bellinzona over the old mountain route. (46028) arrives with the slightly delayed 1647 from Locarno to Basel. Unit 56219 has been waiting patiently and departs with a local stopping service for Luzern. This is 46073. Number 610013 is slowed by signals forming the 1723 from Zurich to Milano. In the opposite direction is 46008, slowing with an extra 1745 from Poleggio to Luzern. We now move north and to a point high above the town of Schwyz, as 524, 115, 107 and 014 head south with an extra for Biasca on Saturday the 4th of June. This is 56216 leaving the station with a local service for Brunnen. (11617) and partner arrive in the loop with Holcim hoppers bound for Zgraggen. Leaving the station at Schwyz is unit number 56219 on a stopping service for Brunnen. (46110) prepares for the station call, powering the 1004 service from Basel to Locarno. On Mondays through to Fridays, these trains are generally in the hands of Class 420s, but on the weekends when additional stock is added, then the Class 460s tend to be the preferred power. 523004 and 524001 arrive with a Line S2 service, the 1201 from Oostfeld to Zug-Linden Park. They are passed by 503014 and 610005. (610.004) is forming the 1132 Zurich to Milano Eurocity service. With a superb backdrop, number 460014 comes into view on Sunday the 5th of June, with the 1715 extra service from Biasca to Zurich. (460.083) was wearing this co-op advertising livery when filmed, arriving with the 1809 from Zurich to Chiasso. The vinyls were worn during 2014 until around July 2016, when they were taken off, returning the loco to the standard Intercity red livery. We now move north, not far from Arth-Goldau, overlooking the Aargau. Here the line drops down into the valley, running towards Schwyz, Brunnen and onto Oostfeld, where the stiff climb up the north ramp begins. These two Class 500 Intercity train sets are heading south and are about to pass through the town of Steinen. We now look at the line through Flüelen on Friday the 3rd of June 2016, just before complete darkness set in. The weather was typical for Switzerland, with rain falling, which indeed it had done so for most of the day. Sat in the harbour is the Rigi, resting between her duties. Adjacent to the station is the church, with its clock tower showing that the time is just 9:20. 25 minutes later and 11245 slows for the station stop, with the 1947 service from Locarno to Basel. Not far behind are 11681 and 11331. Four 60028 rounds the curve through the darkness, heading train IR 2339, the 2004 from Basel to Erstfeld. BLS's 465016 is working train 50515 from Uenzingen to St. Antonio. Finally, heading north, we see 185115 on a Chiasso to Mannheim wagon load freight service. We move south once again now to the station that serves the two towns of Amsteg and Silenen. As mentioned before, rain is a common occurrence in the Swiss mountains, and we were greeted with another persistent soaking on the morning of the 8th of June, as we see 620.069 and 423.46 heading north with an intermodal service from Italy. 500.039 rounds the curve, forming the 0546 from Chiasso to Basel. Next on the scene are numbers 11684 and 11343. Just how many of these freight services will use the new tunnel is still unclear. This is the 0604 service from Basel to Locarno, powered by 11195. Meanwhile, 11172 is in charge of the 0611 from Chiasso to Zurich. Amongst other things, this programme tries to bring home to the viewer the normal types of train and traffic that can be seen on the old classic route, prior to the full opening of the new base tunnel. 187004 and 186105 power train number 41022 from Melzo to Venlo. This was followed just 7 minutes later by train number 43014 from Gallerate to Ludwigshausen, headed here by 11281 and 11679. A kilometre further north, and filmed on Saturday the 4th of June, we see 11249 and 11255, working an extra 0716 from Zurich to Biasca in connection with the new Gotthard Base Tunnel official public opening. (185, 105, 130 and 094 keep their train in check as they head down the grade with train number 45012 from Chiasso to Mannheim. (460-044) has charge of the 0604 from Basel to Chiasso. Much of the line here has gradients of around 2.7% on the steeper parts, and as already mentioned, the line follows the valley of the river Reuss right up to the tunnel at Göschenen. Sister locomotive number 460088 drops down the grade heading the 0611 from Chiasso to Zurich. We now return to the station, but this time looking down onto the line from the embankment. Heading north are numbers 11280 and 11676, an RE44 and an RE66 combination, or more commonly referred to as an RE1010. (460-028) worked many trains right throughout the Gotthard public event weekend. Here it heads south whilst working the 0904 from Basel to Locarno. The corresponding northbound working on this occasion was the 0710 Chiasso to Basel, headed by 460-110. Now this is a sight you don't often see, a passenger working calling at the station. Well, actually it was empty coaching stock from the 0742 Extra from Zurich to Östfeld. The station facilitated the driver changing ends before returning the train back north. Another view of train 41022 from Meltzow to Venlo. This time 186105 is paired with 187005. The Class 187 was used to pilot the train over the summit of the Gotthard route, coming off the train on this occasion at Arth-Goldau. 11281 and 11679 round the curve at the head of train 4136 from Milano to Antwerpen. One 11678, 11178, 11243 and 11664 head north with a Chiasso to Mulhouse service. In part 6 of this programme we move south 3 kilometres to the site of the long gone station at Zgraggen, before moving further up the valley to the station at Gurtnellen. Dropping down the grade is 460044, another one of the Class 460s adorned with vinyls celebrating the opening of the new base tunnel. The train in question is the 1147 from Locarno to Basel, also known as the William Tell Express. Some of the stiffest gradients on the route are experienced here, as 460014 follows along just 7 minutes later with one of the Gotthard Base Tunnel extras on Sunday the 5th of June. About to pass the site of the old station is 460-030 with another William Tell Express, this time the 1209 from Zurich to Locarno. Extra vehicles were added to these trains in light of the public opening of the Gotthard Base Tunnel held at Erstfeld and at Biasca, so 12 and 13 coaches are fairly unusual. Switching to the 8th of June and 11191 heads the 0710 from Chiasso to Basel and is passed by 11675 and 11344 with number 11163 on the rear banking the train. Returning to the 5th of June and 460-000 is on the rear of this the 1340 extra from Erstfeld to Biasca. half a kilometre south, and this view is obtained of the 1205 extra from Erstfeld to Biasca. It's that loco again. Number 460028 heads south. Between Zgraggen and Gurtnellen, the valley is steep and holds little in the way of good video opportunities, and so it is to the station here at Gurtnellen that we stop off at next. Zigzagging around the bends is 460-111, powering, or should we say braking, the 1247 from Locarno to Basel. If the Südost Bahn get their way, we could see local stopping services here once more in about 3 years' time. But before then, number 460-110 passes through with the 1204 Basel to Locarno. The gradient here is 27%, 1% more than that around Wassen further up the valley. Heading towards the camera is 460-020, and if you are wondering how steep the gradient is, well, take a look at the horizontal railings on the distant right of this picture, and just how steep is that track leading up to them. In this section we spend the late evening at Göschenen station, which lies right next to the northern portal of the original 15-kilometre long Gotthard rail tunnel. Without doubt, scenes such as this will soon be just a distant memory, but whatever the level of traffic that will remain, the line will never lose its popularity. Seen heading south are 11611 and 11319. One 185, 136 and 132 are passed by 11252 and 11621. An overtaking manoeuvre here as 500-001 passes 11198. Intermodal services make up the majority of freight trains seen on the old classic route, making their way to and from Italy. Here 11315 and 11682 are looped in the station in order to allow the banking engine, which on this occasion is 11163, to be detached from the rear. This line took over 10 years to construct, being completed in 1882 via connecting lines down from Aarau via Immensee. Feeder lines from Luzern and Zug were completed in 1887. With darkness now approaching, numbers 11252 and 11608 passed through the station heading for the tunnel. At this time of day, as many as 4 freights in each direction were not uncommon. Finally, 11172 emerges from the gloom with the 2009 service from Zurich to Chiasso. In our last section in this programme, we return to Wassen and the wonderful loops that dominate the line on this part of the route. This freight, headed by 185, 105 and 116, heads south towards the camera on Tuesday the 7th of June. (11268) has received a new white colour scheme celebrating the opening of the new tunnel. Here it is paired with 11609. Superpower here with over 30,000 horsepower available as 420-344, 620-075, 11320 and another unidentified RE66 head this southbound freight. 11284 heads down the grade with postal train number 50830 from Cadenezzo to Harkingen. Number 11163 is seen returning to Erstfeld after banking a freight up to Göschenen. The line passes the town on 3 levels. The difference in height between the first and last level is over 200 metres. This was followed by 4 Class 185s, numbers 136, 119, 094 and 085 on a Chiasso to Mannheim service. In the opposite direction are numbers 121 and 105. As mentioned already, the bulk of the freight traffic that uses this line will in future use the new tunnel. It could be that dangerous goods or traditional wagon load traffic might continue to use this line, but it remains to be seen just what will head over the top. Dropping down the 26% grade are 11667 and 11349. They are passed by 11194 powering south with the 1604 from Basel to Locarno. Only 3 Class 185s to keep the kids in the background interested. This time we have number 110, 089 and 109. You can never get tired of lots of engines on the front of trains. 11386, 11685, 11341 and green liveried 11663 spoil us as they head up the grade. Oh, and don't forget about 11163 on the back. Wassen station is another that could be reopened in 3 years' time if plans come to fruition. Here we see 11255 heading north with the 1747 from Locarno to Basel. Numbers 11332 and 11670 are close behind the previous passenger service. (11192) approaches the station whilst forming the 1809 from Zurich to Chiasso. Our final scene is back where we started the programme, here in the grounds of Wassen Church, as 3 RE44 and an RE66 drift down the grade towards the station. We hope that you have enjoyed our visit to Switzerland and to the north ramp of the famous Gotthard Main Line.